everyone, this is Soundarya Athimuthu from the Quint and you're listening to Do I Like It? A Quint production where we review anything and everything under the sun. And in this episode, I'll tell you, do I like Dhanush starrer Naane Varuven?
In life, things happen. And even if nothing's happening, that's still something happening, right? So on this show, we talk about things that happen. We get an esteemed panel of highly jobless people to answer the million-dollar question. Do I like it?
So we recently saw Dhanush in Grey Man in such a power-packed action film. And then we saw him in Tiruchitrambalam, which is like the perfect blend of feel-good slice of life family drama and a cute romantic comedy. And now in Naane Varuven is like pretty much a psychological thriller. Man, look at the variation he shows with the choice of his films, right? But most importantly, what I really love about him is that he's convincing in any role that he plays. Director Selvaraghavan, actor Dhanush, and music composer Yuvan Shankar Raja. This trio is back with what they do best, like delving into deep, dark world of human emotions. But before we talk about the story or the actual review of Naane Varuven, I want to remind you, go subscribe to Quint's YouTube channel, or you can also follow us on Spotify or anywhere you listen to our podcast. I'm sorry, it's not either this or that, but both, okay? Yeah. No, I'm waiting, just go subscribe. Okay, I'm kidding. So let's get into the story right away. It's like a supernatural thriller, okay? It revolves around twins. And obviously one has to be a good twin and the other has to be a bad twin, right? Because how else will you propel with the screenplay and proceed with the story if they are both good? So the good guy is Prabhu and the evil guy is Kadhir. So both these roles are played by our terrific Dhanush. And after a series of some really very, very bad incidents, these twins, they get separated and go on to live their own lives. So many years later, the good guy Prabhu kind of settles down. He gets married, has a daughter, and his whole world is all about the sweet little family. One fine day, Prabhu experiences some sort of a paranormal activity in his house, and his daughter behaves like she is possessed by a ghost. And in order to heal her, he realizes that he needs to confront the bruised past with his long-lost sibling. But why are those brothers actually rivals? What is the backstory behind it? Will Prabhu kind of save his daughter? That forms the rest of the story. Okay, starting off with what I really loved about this film, I need to say it's music composer Yuvan Shankar Raja. Man, he proves yet again that he is the BGM king in Tamil cinema. Every time there is this electrifying Veera Sura theme music, it literally sends chills down your spine. And the next most interesting aspect of the film is how they present parenting, both the good and the bad kind. When that bad twin, Kadhir, when he is young, he demonstrates this anti-social behavior, okay? And then his parents are quite judgmental about it. And they even just go outright abuse him with severe punishments. And eventually what happens, Kadhir becomes this very violent person as an adult. However, when you look at Prabhu, the good twin, and he has a daughter who is going through a similar mental health related problem. But Prabhu doesn't abandon his daughter. He is willing to have an open conversation with his daughter, kind of try and understand what kind of support he can extend to her. And he makes her feel so comfortable that she is willing to confess that she needs medical help. And I think that is brilliant. I mean, the film kind of normalizes seeking medical help, just like how you would for a physical problem. You need to do it for a mental problem too. And the next thing that I really loved about this film is the intermission sequence. It was quite bang on, quite surprising, quite twisted. It was just giving us the biggest rush of adrenaline, okay? And the way Dhanush says run, following it up with hunting down a bunch of men, it's simply goosebumps worthy. Another important aspect about the film is its short runtime. It must be somewhere around 2 hours or just over 2 hours. And I think it's both a boon and a bane for the film. Let me tell you, while it guarantees a sleek, gripping thriller, it also accounts for the lack of depth in the storyline. See, for instance, Dhanush explains why he is a monster he is as an adult, right? Attributes it to the pain of being abandoned, in the traumatic past that he has. He explains all of that very well. We do feel empathetic for him. However, even as a child, even before he was abandoned or orphaned by his own family, I think he seemed to have some sort of a psychological problem before that as well. But that explanation, like why did he behave that way, what happened before that, we don't have clear answers for it. So after all this talk, do I like Naane Varuven? Well, to answer this, I need to say this. Dhanush was terrific with his killer performance, both a doting father and a psychic baddie. Yuvan Shankar Raja was excellent with his music. Selvaraghavan was superb with his trademark direction skills. All of that is great, but the revenge thriller Naane Varuven still falls slightly short of excellence with a predictable and a flat drama, especially in the second half. And yeah, that was this episode of Do I Like It? And follow us on Instagram at The Quint and tell us what you want us to talk about next week. And check out our website, thequint.com, for more groundbreaking reports and videos. And this was Soundarya Athimuthu, and I'll see you in the next one. Do I Like It? Is a Quint original podcast hosted by Soundarya Athimuthu, executive produced by Shelly Walia and Ritu Kapoor. Produced by Anjali Palod, edited by Prateek, written by Soundarya Athimuthu. Uses audio from Naane Varuven, theme music from BMG Production Music.
You were listening to the Quint's podcast.